approaching 80, oft-imitated Scottish actor Sean Connery has finally given away the acting, but only because he's too busy doing other things.
I've come into a different cycle since I decided not to do any more films. And so I do more reading and computer and golf. But I find them still more active in some ways. And I have a feeling that there's something cooking, and I don't know quite what it is yet.
He was at the 2008 Edinburgh Book Festival to launch his long-awaited autobiography, Being a Scot, packed with anecdotes about his 50-year career, which included working with Alfred Hitchcock.
After a run, as they say, cut, comes up to me and says, you know, I don't think the people in Delaware are really interested in your dental work. Well, I can't quite, he said, your mouth is open when you're listening. Which is true.
Into bodybuilding and football as a youngster, the story goes that he tried out for Manchester United in the 1950s and was offered a contract by Matt Busby. He turned the offer down in favour of acting and went on to bring in Fleming's quintessential British spy to life on the big screen over the course of 6 James Bond films. Although Fleming was initially reported to disapprove of Sean's casting as 007, he ended up being so impressed with his performance in 1962's Dr. No that he wrote Scottish ancestry into James Bond's backstory in later novels. At an AFI Awards ceremony in 2006, director-producer Steven Spielberg called Sean one of the 7 genuine movie stars in the world today. Some of his most critically acclaimed work came in the mid-80s, with his BAFTA-winning role as a Franciscan friar in the thriller The Name of the Rose, and his portrayal of a hard-nosed cop in The Untouchables, which won him an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
I knew it. That's all you need, one thieving wop on the team.
What's that you say?
I said that you're a lying member of a no-good race.
It's much better than you stinking Irish pig.
A fierce campaigner for Scottish independence, he became known for clinging to his native accent in movies, regardless of the nationality of his characters. In one of his very last films in 2003, he lent his trademark tones to the role of the world's greatest adventurer, Alan Quatermain, in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Accustomed to being cast as leaders and mentors on screen, he took on the behind-the-scenes challenge of becoming executive producer.
Well, because it fell into the same pattern as many other films, where one was obliged to step in and resolve certain problems.
The project was plagued by a multitude of setbacks, including floods on the set in Prague and reports of disputes between Sean and director Stephen Norrington. Perhaps other tensions on set had arisen from his castmates' inability to hold back the Sean Connery impersonations.
One of his assistants said, what shouldn't you do? And she says 2 things. And we said, what's that? He said, you must never do the accent, and you must never do the accent. So me, and especially Mr. Fleming, went, oh, what are you talking about, boy?
It was a similar story when he was honoured with an AFI Lifetime Achievement Award.
Bond, James Bond.
Surrounded by his peers and former co-stars, Sean seemed a little bewildered by all the fuss.
It's been even more and more bewildering as I've gone until as recent as tonight. And the show hasn't started yet.
The famously understated Harrison Ford, with whom he'd starred in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, was uncharacteristically effusive.
He's my father, my mentor, my inspiration. Great man, wonderful occasion. I'm delighted to be here to honor him.
However, original Playboy Hugh Hefner was on hand to downplay Sean's enduring sex god image.
Who would you say has had more women?
Well, one is real life, the other is a movie.